From Texas, Mr. Gonzales, the floor is yours for questions.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Madam Secretary, for being here. I hope you know how committed this committee is to working alongside you and the President to get this done. I mean, here we have the chairman of the full committee sitting throughout the entire duration. So this is just the first of many things. I want to thank you for making your first official trip as secretary. You went to the border, right? You went to Del Rio in my district, and you saw it firsthand. You're not new to this as governor. You were very active along that. So on that note, I want to get your opinion on states being reimbursed for some of the fundings, particularly Texas. What are your thoughts on Texas being reimbursed for some of the funding that we've had to pay for this?
Yeah, it's been incredible, the partnership that Texas has put together with the federal government and how they stepped up so many times when the Biden administration did not secure our border. Texas filled the gap. And when I was governor, I deployed my National Guard there to facilitate and help, as well as did other governors in the country, and did what we could to get by until we had a new president that truly cared about keeping America safe. There have not been any decided decisions on reimbursing states, but I know many of the governors have asked for it, and we've appreciated their help. And so that's an ongoing conversation with every new agreement or new ask we have of states. If we're asking them to commit to the 287G program, seeing what we can do to help meet their financial needs is incredibly important. If it's asking the National Guard to step up, or even past spending that they've incurred, I know that President Trump is appreciative of the efforts and the partnerships and wants to continue those conversations.
Yeah, representing nearly half of the southern border, we've been ground zero for it. And Texas, but it's not just Texas. I mean, you mentioned your home state. Everyone has really pitched in a big way, and it's not fair. For the last 4 years, a lot of our states have been on our own and had to pay out of pocket. I think it's a great opportunity for the federal government to reimburse some of these states. I'm certainly committed to making sure Texas gets reimbursed for some of the funding we've done along the border. I'll tell you what, it was very difficult to get anything out of your predecessor every time he came before this committee, other than lying to us and saying the border was secured when we know it wasn't. One thing that we did get out, last year I submitted a letter to the ICE director asking him how many convicted criminal illegal aliens were in our country. And this is what I got back. This is literally part of his response. Your letter requested the number of non-citizens on ICE's docket convicted or charged with a crime. As of July 21st, 2024, there were 662,566 non-citizens with criminal histories on ICE's national docket. That was nearly a year ago. Do you by chance have any updated numbers on how many convicted criminal aliens we still have loose in the country?
We believe we have more than that, and are continuing to do an assessment. And of course, every day we continue to see crimes in this country that are perpetuated by individuals that we didn't necessarily know that we are here. What I will tell you is that the president, under his leadership, has already arrested and is prosecuting and held accountable over 250 known terrorists, people who are on the known terrorist watch list. We have over 65,000 individuals that just ICE alone has arrested that are criminal aliens that are being held accountable for their crimes in our communities. We also talk extensively about different governors that we've been able to work with. Many of them have people within their facilities that have committed crimes that they've been arrested, and they're holding and detaining them. If they are illegals, many times they're facing their consequences in their jail and prison time before they can be returned to their country. So, these, by virtue of being in this country illegally, you are breaking the law and you are a criminal. And we've seen the previous administration pervert and manipulate their data and information to give us numbers that don't necessarily square with what the facts are on the ground. So there's many, many more criminals in this country, and we're going to continue to target and go after them to make sure that we're protecting families.
I tell you what, one of the last administration was terrible at transparency, and I think it's a great opportunity for President Trump, along with yourself and other secretaries, to just be transparent to the American public, show them what we're dealing with. Once again, when we got that number back, it was it's jaw dropping to see there. My last point, I only have 26 limited time left. Myself and Michael Guest, my good colleague from Mississippi, both sit on the Homeland authorizing side. We've been working very hard through reconciliation. One of the things that I would highlight for you, we talked about many things, is infrastructure, in particularly checkpoints. Checkpoints not necessarily along the border, but in our interior, both at the southern and the northern border, I think are very, very important. Please don't lose sight of that. In Eagle Pass in particular, that checkpoint is way outdated for the amount of traffic that's been in there. I'd flag that for you. Look forward to working together and chatting more on how we build this out.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you. With that, Chairman, I yield back.